to me like you want to. Ooh, I can take it like a pro, you don't know. Do a long throw with the backstroke. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Yes, honey, yes. Yes, honey, yes. Mm. Okay. It's so crazy. Like TikTok is always shading me. They do not try to. They be trying. My account is in account warning status, y'all. Okay, that's why I really haven't been, on here like that. And that's why I don't be trying to stay on long because they AI system does not it be fucking up. Okay, and I'm not trying to lose my account messing with TikTok AI system. Okay, because I be making money off here, and when they deposit that, $200 up into my account for making people laugh with these videos, I be happy. Okay, and then they want to, take me off of a screen, just because I said some words that I didn't even know was against the rules. Okay, I mean, I'm a part of the community. I be scared to say my own community words. Like, and it's like, why my words from my community got to be censored? Like, this use. Okay, this is how I talk, honey. I can't help what these straight people got going on. Okay, they need to learn how to. They need to put something on here that asks people like, "What is your gender?" Like, and all that stuff like that, so they'll realize, okay, this person right here, they're allowed to say this word. They're able to say the word punk. Like other people should not be able to say that. Okay, but you know what I'm saying. Thank you so much. Okay. I think I'm gonna go buy me a black wig because see the thing is like every time I got my blonde hair on, niggas be gazing through my windshield. They can just see straight through that car, and I'm scared to get my windows tinted darker because the police always want to pull you over for having dark tint, and I don't want them all up in my business. Okay, sometimes I be driving home and I got people kids on my face and I just want to drive straight home. Okay, I don't want to be pulled over and then questioned as to why I have somebody's children on my face. Okay, like hey, how you doing? You doing okay? I'm doing okay, child. I was just in here chilling. Yes, child, because let me tell you something. You be in the moment and you don't have time to be like, okay, like, no, you be in the moment, honey. You be like, yes, put them kids on my face, honey, okay? Don't put them in me, okay? like, like, don't put them in me, okay? That's how you catch diseases, ain't it? Okay? Don't let them put the bodily fluids in your body. You get what I'm saying? Nobody should be putting their bodily fluids in your body. Okay, so if they putting it on your face, that is okay, long as you don't get a taste. Okay, it can go on your face as long as you don't get a taste. Okay, don't be licking the corners of your mouth or none of that shit like that. Okay, so yeah. I'm sorry, I be getting a little bit too ratchet. See, that's what be making me get bad because I be saying too much stuff and I be so in the moment. I don't be thinking about, I be forgetting where I'm at. But yeah, child, it's better to put them on your face. Like, do not let nobody convince you to eat their children. You do not need to be doing that. Do not, eat nobody's unborn children. That's just nasty. You putting people bodily fluids in your body. Okay, you don't know what this person got in their body. You don't know what he ate throughout the day. You ain't eating McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? So why would you eat somebody's body fluids that's eating McDonald's? That means now you finna have that in your body. Now you finna have that trans fat and that high cholesterol up inside your body. You not digesting protein. Okay? You digesting corn syrup, cholesterol. Okay? Trans fat. Like, no. We want the saturated fat, okay? We want the good fat. We don't want the trans fat, okay? So yeah, yes, Crisco grease, okay, oil that ain't been changed since the last time these people was on that shift, okay. Yes, cheese and butter, a lot of calories, all that. So no, you got to remember because like this dude, I told him, yo, cause see this dude, I liked him. I don't remember his name. That's crazy. I don't even remember his name, but I liked him, But I told him one time, your children taste like a black and mild, and it's because he's smoking them so much that now your bodily fluids is tasting like a black and mild. That's a shame. So that yes, and I don't smoke. I don't do tobacco products. So why is you putting that tobacco products up in my body? Okay, for real. Yes, now that's just nasty. Okay. Yes, honey, you came into the tea. Okay, lock in, honey. Sit down and get you a cup. Okay, you might need a saucer too, cause the tea finna spill over the top. Okay. Do you want a one lump of sugar or two? Okay. Because yes, our favorite topic in here is niggas. That's what we talk about. Is niggas. Okay. No, I told him. I told him, honey. Okay. And I'm finna go back to this other conversation too, because we didn't finish this other topic. Like, y'all think I forgot. But no, let's get on that right now. Okay. Let's just jump on that right now. Okay. Because I still want to know. Here's the tea. Okay. If you got your head in somebody's lap, right? Okay, because this is the question of the day. Okay, this is a new day. It's past 12 o'clock where I am, so this is the question of the day. Okay, it's Wednesday, so we finna start this. Okay, when you got your head in somebody's lap, right? Okay, because a lot of these men don't go to the doctor. They don't have a primary care doctor, which means that they don't probably have a dentist. Okay. Which means that they're going to have wisdom teeth and bad teeth in the back of their mouth, which is going to make their mouth smell like doo doo. Okay? So when you got your head in his lap, right, and he's facing down towards you, while you down there eating up a meat, and now it's doo doo coming down by your head. Your head is surrounded by a doo doo smell. You are in what we call the realm of funk. Okay? So while your head is down here in the realm of funk, what do you do as you come up when you gasp for air? What do you do? Because down here you are going to be drowning. So, what do you tell him? How do you come up for fresh air and say, hey, like, your breath is a little tart. You know, your breath smell like doo doo a little bit. Like, what do you say? Because I mean, I know I'm not the only one who experienced this. It's niggas out here, a lot of niggas that have doo doo breath. I done ran into a lot of them. They be in there talking, and it's like all you smell is doo doo. When they be loud talking in the store, and you got to walk past them, and you run into a pocket of air of doo doo. So I know that it ain't just me. These are straight men. I mess with a lot of men who consider themselves to be straight. So that means that these men be messing with y'all too. Okay? No shade, no tea. But I'm just saying, if I'm coming into the stank breath, situations, that mean y'all lives too. If I come across stank ass feet, that mean y'all lives too. Okay, y'all don't be one to admit that y'all, like, see, my nose smell is strong. I smell when the doo-doo stains is down there. Maybe y'all not aware, but I smell them. Okay, so what had happened was, I was eating his meat, right? And this happened on two occasions. So if this happened to me twice, then I know this be happening to y'all too. So how we gonna get past this problem? We gonna have to figure this out together, y'all. Because I was thinking it was my breath. And I'm like, a lot of times I put salt in my mouth to, because salt would make your breath not smell stink. Believe it or not, it does. It kills the germs and bacteria. So sometimes, and plus, I get salt cravings. I crave for salt. So my head was in his lap, and it was like I first started, and I wasn't smelling that thing. But then all of a sudden, I just started smelling a strong doo doo scent. And I'm like, is it my breath? Is that my breath smelling like that? And then I started slowing down, to try to see, because when you come up, it's going to be slob there. So I'm like, let me see if this is my breath. I tried to smell, as I went up, but I'm like, I don't really smell nothing. So as I went down, that's when the smell came again. Because when I went down, he moaned. He let out a moan, and the breath went down right there to my face. So it was like around there, surrounding my face. And I'm like, damn. But at first I didn't know that this was his breath. Okay, I thought it might have been his butt, but I'm like, damn, his butt smelled that strong of a doo doo, cause it smelled like when the human take a doo doo outside, it smells like real doo doo. It don't smell like, like a little dookie stain or nothing like that. It didn't have a sweet smell. That's how it smelled when they booty a little. You know, he didn't fart, honey. That wasn't no fart. It was strong. It smelled like a doodoo that when the person take a doodoo outside and it smells real strong, that's how it smelled. Okay. And this happened twice. So I figured, that's the second time, that's when I figured, okay? Because with him, the first one, I really didn't know. I really didn't know. I was just like, let me hurry up and get this over with. He kind of easy. His he ain't that big. It's about 6 or 7. So it was easy. It was an easy task. Okay. But the second one, his is not easy like that. Okay. It's a long one and it's fat too. And he wants you to do it a certain way, you know? So that's when I figured out that it wasn't me and that it was them. It was their breath. So it's like, how do you come up for fresh air from that and say, hey, your breath smell a little stink. Like, can you stop moaning? Cause I'm about to, I don't know. I can't continue doing this. What do you say? Even if it's your boyfriend, what do you say to your boyfriend, your husband, your main dude, your little boy, your little shit? What do you say? What do you say to them? Because it don't matter what level it is, okay? It don't matter what level they're on. That's all you gonna say. So you gonna come up for fresh air and say, "Go freshen up." That's what you gonna do. Like, he gonna think that you talk about his meat. So how you gonna say go freshen up? He gonna go in there. He gonna go in the sink and go sprinkle some water on his meat and think he done did something. You know, it's a bad tooth, child. We talking about bad teeth. Okay, I'm talking about the strong doodoo scent smell. Like when they can't, if you brush the teeth and it still smell like doodoo. That's what I'm talking about. That come from bad teeth in their mouth. Okay, and when these men get older, they really don't be having doctors sometimes. They don't be really having health insurance. So they don't have dental insurance. So they can't just go and get a wisdom tooth removed. You have to get a surgeon and stuff to get your wisdom teeth removed. So that means you got to have dental insurance because it's gonna cost up in the thousands. Okay, I know because mine gone. Like, do you see? They all the way, the ones in the back, they're gone. I still got the top ones, but my teeth at the bottom are gone because they was starting to get old. And I was like, they wisdom teeth too. Anyway, they got to come out. They hurted me. They was giving me headaches and shit. So I had to take them out. And that's how I be knowing that it comes from them having bad teeth in their mouth. You know. Yes. Okay. They have to get them removed and they don't be having dental insurance and stuff. So what do we do, y'all? I mean, it's 124 of us in here. They told me 74% of my followers are females. So as a collective whole, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We gonna have to come up with something because this ain't gonna stop happening. I don't feel like that's gonna be the last time that's gonna happen to me. Okay, it's gonna happen again at some time or some day, some point in time. And then what about when I get a man who I gotta wake up next to and he got morning breath, and I just decide to wake him up, you know, what am I gonna say to him? You got to go brush your teeth. That's gonna ruin the moment. Like how what? I don't know. It's no way around it. That's what I'm thinking too. We just gonna have to hold our breath and hope for the best, I guess. We just gonna have to go deep sea diving and hold our breath because we ain't got no snorkel. Okay, we ain't got just gonna have to strap on your life vest and do what you can. Okay, the breath is ruined in the moment. It do be a little bit, but not that much, though, because it's like you gotta hold your nose at some point anyway when you down there. You not just breathing like that, you gotta hold your breath, and then, you got to get the breathing technique. So it's like, but when you breathe in, it's like that's all you smell is the dookie smell. So it's like, damn, oh my God, it's so overwhelming. Like, and then you hold your breath and then you going back down again. And then you got to mentally prepare yourself because as you come back up and you got to breathe again, now you finna breathe in this, you know what I'm saying? Because he just let out a moan and when you went down, you know what I'm saying? You went down, he let out a moan, you coming back up for fresh air, but the air ain't fresh, you know? So what do we do? Child, we gonna have to come together. Okay? The air is toxic. It's a realm of funk. Okay? They be creating a realm of funk. And don't let the cheeks not be clean too, because now you got a realm of funk down here and up here. Now your head is just stuck in between two realms of funk. So it's no way for you to escape. Okay? And then don't let him have stank feet too. Oh, now you got a triple combo, honey. Okay? I remember I ran into a quadruple combo. Okay? I ran into a quadruple combo. Okay? And he surprised me because he was too fine. He is fine. He got a nice body. He got dreads. He got a beautiful skin complexion. I don't know if he mixed with something or not, but he's fine as hell. Okay, he got a decent job. You can tell he eats well. But he hit me with four different funks all at the same time when he was in my back seat because he had roommates at the time. And first, it was the feet that I smelled because he had on some house shoes or something. And yes, it was four different funks. Okay. And so with the bedroom shoes, right, he didn't have on no socks. Okay. So first I was just smelling feet. And I'm like, okay, I can kind of deal with the feet. Men be having stank feet. I can deal with that. He said I can tell he probably just got off work or something. But then I started smelling the cheeks. Okay, then I started spinning the cheeks, and I'm like, okay, damn, okay, now this is two different fonts. Okay, I can try to deal with this, the cheeks because men don't really keep their butts clean, so I can try to deal with this. But then I got hit with a third one. Okay, that's the one that came from the meat, and I'm like, I don't understand why his meat smelled like fish, but it did. It smelled fishy. And I don't know. So then I had to deal with three different funks all at the same time. And at this point, I was thinking I should stop, but I done got so far involved. And plus he gave me a coin for it, so I couldn't just and plus we're in my car. That's a lot of oppositions that I had to deal with. So then, okay, I'm like, let me hurry up and, try to fast forward this because it's really, and he didn't give me an infection. Actually, I had a doctor's appointment, like I think the following month or something like that after that. And I didn't have nothing, child, you know, but, after the third one, I was hit with a fourth one because I tried to hurry up and get it over with. And that's when he started moaning and stuff. And then I smelled the breath coming down. So it was like I had the feet, the cheeks, the meat, and the breath to deal with. It was four different combinations of funk that I had to deal with from a nigga who actually looks good. Ain't that crazy? Four different realms of four different funks. Okay. And then when I got online and talked about it, he wasn't stank no more after that. He actually invited me in. I think he wanted to try to prove a point because, that video had got a lot of views and I really didn't think it was. I was just coming on here to vent and I think he seen it. Okay. Yes, I think he seen it. Okay, I should have took him through the car wash, but it was late at night. If I could have found the car wash, I probably would have, put him on the hood and just drove through there because, he needed a bath. He should have kept his mouth open too as he went through the car wash because, okay, it's sad. But the shoes, the shoes still got a stank smell to them. But, when he invited me inside, everything changed. I don't know if he seen my video or what, but he changed. Like, the breath don't be stank no more. You know, it's just crazy. I don't know. A lot of them be seeing my videos, okay? The boy with the elephant smell, it was like elephant manure when I came up in there because he's so skinny. I was not prepared for this because he was sitting on the couch and he was just, touching himself. And when he turned around, because he had on these plaid boxers. And see, the thing about plaid boxers, they have the misplaced dookie stains and you cannot see where they are. If you have on, ethicas or something, you can pull them down. You will see, okay, I got streaks. I don't want to toot myself up at anybody. I need to clean up, if I'm going to try to do this. But no, he has the misplaced dookie stains with the plaid boxers. So he didn't know, you know, that he was going to be this funky. And when I came in there, it was like an elephant manure smell when he turned around and opened up his body. Because I'm like, he's so skinny. How can a smell like this be coming from a person this skinny? Okay, it was crazy. Like, how can a smell come from a body that small? But it was so overwhelming. It was like I couldn't even do it. Okay, I couldn't do it. Okay, my meat went all the way soft. Like my lipstick went all the way back inside the tube because I was like, you know, a lipstick ain't made for cheeks anyway. So and he don't know how to clean himself. Okay, he been in prison. I don't know what he learned in there, but he didn't learn how to, take no meat. Okay, but yeah. But anyways, y'all, I'm finna get off here. I'm gonna let y'all think about how we gonna deal with the doo-doo breath smell because it's just like somebody said that there's no way around it, but it's got to be something. We're gonna have to find some kind of solution. Okay, we're gonna have to find some kind of solution. Yes, girl. Okay. Yes, I got to go. Y'all try to keep me on here for so long. I don't want to sit on here for hours like that, y'all. I got to go. Okay. But yes, I'm gonna let y'all sit and think of because we got to find something. We got to, okay. What do y'all want to talk about? Okay, what y'all want to talk about? What's tea? Okay. What is the tea, honey? Okay. Child, I got to go, honey. Like, y'all trying to keep me for too long, okay? I have to go. I'm sorry. I have to go, okay? I love y'all too, but I got to go, okay? See y'all later. I love y'all too. Thank you so much for tuning in. My YouTube is up there. I'm going to put this video on my YouTube, okay? So y'all can watch it as much as y'all want to, okay?